This is the saga of Vanessa O'Connell from New South Wales, Australia, and her therapist, who deserves an Oscar for Best Performance in a Real-Life Con. It's 1997, and Vanessa's life is a bit like a tangled ball of yarn. Work stress, family drama, or maybe just the chaos of being human. She's had enough. So, like any sensible person, she decides to call in a pro and starts seeing a psychologist. Let's call this mastermind Karen Prowse, as therapist, because, well, that's what she's supposed to be. Vanessa walks into her first session, and therapist is all smiles, radiating that "I'm here to fix your soul" vibe. Vanessa buys it, hook, line, and sinker, and keeps coming back for more. Over months of sessions, therapist becomes Vanessa's confidant. Vanessa spills her guts, her 2 daughters, her second marriage, even her fleeting days as a model back when low-rise jeans were cool. Karen nods, jots notes, and, casually mentions she's basically Vanessa's long-lost twin. "We're so alike," she gushes. Vanessa's like, "Wow, it's like we're living the same life." But Vanessa, thinking she's found a Karen who really gets her. For 2 years, Vanessa pours her soul into therapy. She starts feeling lighter, like she's finally untangling that yarn. Eventually, she and Karen agree she's good to go, no more sessions needed. They part ways with a warm hug, and Karen tosses out a classic line, "Let's stay friends, okay?" Vanessa nods. "Sure, sounds great." But as life goes, they don't keep in touch. Vanessa's busy raising her kids and keeping her marriage afloat, while Karen, well, she's probably plotting her next blockbuster. No big deal. Vanessa's happy, her therapy worked, and she's ready to move on. That is, until one day, out of the blue, Karen calls, sounding like she's auditioning for a tragedy. Her voice is all sobs and sniffles. Vanessa, worried, asks, "What's wrong?" Karen drops the mother of all plot twists. Her husband and kids, she claims, just perished in a horrific car accident. Vanessa's heart shatters for her. But wait, there's more. Karen begs, "Vanessa, I need you to come over. I'm scared I might, end it all if I'm alone." Oh, the drama. Vanessa, who's basically a saint in human form, doesn't think twice. She tells her husband and daughters, "I've got to help my old Karen," and races to her side, ready to play the hero. At Karen's place, Vanessa finds her in full damsel in distress mode. She's comforting, cooking, basically acting like a live-in nurse. Then Karen ups the ante with another gut punch. Not only are her husband and kids gone, but her ex-husband, the father of her kids, was so devastated, he turned to drugs and vanished off the face of the earth. Poof, gone. Karen paints herself as the ultimate victim. No family, no support, just a lonely woman clinging to life. And Vanessa? She's all in, determined to save her. She starts visiting regularly, sometimes a few times a week, making sure Karen doesn't spiral. Her husband and daughters are total champs about it, cheering her on because, well, Vanessa's the kind of person who'd give you her last dollar if you needed it. But here's where the plot thickens, and it's not exactly a rom-com. Those caregiving visits start feeling different. Karen turns on the charm, tossing out compliments like confetti, maybe a lingering glance or two. Vanessa notices, and, surprise, she's not immune. Karen's got that, "I'm vulnerable but also kinda hot" energy. And before you can say ethical violation, their relationship takes a spicy turn. Yes, folks, they're hooking up. In case you're wondering, this is about as professional as a doctor prescribing candy for a broken leg. Oh, and Vanessa's still married, which makes this a 5-alarm fire of bad decisions. The affair drags on, and Vanessa can't keep it under wraps forever. She sits her husband down and lays it all bare. She's not just sleeping with Karen, she's head over heels in love and wants to leave him for her. It's a brutal moment. Her husband's crushed, but Vanessa's made up her mind. She files for divorce, packs her life into boxes, and moves in with Karen, convinced she's found her one true love. Talk about betting it all on red. For a while, Vanessa seems content, like she's living her happily ever after. She throws herself into this relationship, believing Karen is her soulmate, her destiny, her everything. Fast forward 16 years to 2018, and they're still together, planning a wedding that's straight out of a Pinterest board. They're picking flowers, tasting cakes, the whole deal. But right in the middle of this bridal bliss, Karen gets a new friend. And in a twist that's almost too perfect, this friend is another former client. Vanessa's jealousy radar pings, but she pushes it down. She's the supportive partner, right? Surely nothing shady's going on. They get married, complete with vows and a photo that screams, "We're in love." Plot twist, the fairy tale crumbles faster than a cheap wedding cake. Post-wedding, Karen morphs into someone else. She's out late with her new pal, stumbling home smelling like a brewery. When she's around, she's blasting music at 3 a.m., whipping up midnight snacks, and acting like she's auditioning for a reality show called How to Annoy Your Spouse. Vanessa feels the ground shifting beneath her. The woman she upended her life for is slipping away, and it's crushing her. Depression creeps in, heavy and unrelenting, pulling her into a dark place. Meanwhile, Karen's out here living her best life on Facebook, posting throwback photos and claiming she was a model back in the day. Vanessa's daughter, Imogen, spots these posts and raises an eyebrow. The photos look suspiciously glamorous. She forwards one to a friend who's like, that's not Karen, that's a legit celebrity." Imogen, no stranger to Google, runs a reverse image search, and bam, the modeling photo is of none other than supermodel Elle Macpherson. Imogen's like, if she's lying about this, what else is fake? She starts screenshotting every post, building a case like a digital detective. As Vanessa's world unravels, her mental health plummets. She sees her marriage falling apart, and the pain becomes too much to bear. Tragically, she takes her own life, leaving her family and friends in pieces. It's a gut-wrenching loss, one that shakes everyone who knew her. Imogen, fueled by grief and fury, isn't about to let Karen waltz away. She teams up with one of her mom's friends, who hires a private investigator to peel back the layers of Karen's so-called life. The findings? Oh, they're juicy. That tearjerker about her husband and kids dying in a car crash? Pure fiction. She never had a husband or kids. The ex-husband who fell into drugs and vanished? Also a myth. Poof, doesn't exist. And those "we're so alike" stories. 2 daughters, second marriage, modeling gigs, all made up. Karen was never married, never a mom, and definitely never on a catwalk unless you count strutting to the coffee shop. The investigator's report reads like a script for how to lie your way through life, suggesting Karen cooked up the car accident sob story to reel Vanessa in like a fish on a hook. Imogen takes this bombshell to the Healthcare Complaints Commission in New South Wales, filing a formal complaint. While she's out here fighting for justice, Karen is already onto her next chapter. A mere month after Vanessa's death, she's shacked up with that new friend Vanessa was side-eyeing. Talk about moving on at warp speed. The commission digs in and uncovers a laundry list of violations. They conclude Karen likely groomed Vanessa during therapy, exploiting her trust with the goal of seducing her. Karen denies it all, clinging to her web of lies like a spider refusing to leave a crumbling web. But the truth wins out. Her license to practice is revoked, and she's banned from ever playing Karen again. Good riddance.